the world's 10 most dangerous tourist destinations. More than 4,000 people die here every year. The first place has a 99% probability of death, yet countless people still rush to visit it every single day. Number 10. Volcano biking. Standing at the edge of the world, with scorching lava beneath your feet and the vast starry sky above your head. What kind of heartbeat experience would that be? Used as a filming location for the movie 2012, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park became world famous after the film's success. The Hawaiian volcano is the largest active volcano on Earth, its size at least 3 times that of any other. It is mainly composed of Mauna Loa, Kilauea, and Mauna Kea, and among them, Kilauea is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. To be precise, Kilauea has not stopped erupting since 1983. Its crater resembles a giant cauldron, lava flowing across its surface like the Earth's wound splitting open again, but instead of blood, fiery magma pours out. This unique landscape gives visitors the chance to observe eruptions up close. In those moments, you face lava boiling like blood, surging from the planet's core, finally meeting the sea and turning into clouds of steam, dreamlike and surreal. When the lava cools, it hardens into rock. Over time, rocks pile up to form a mountain, even an island. That is how the Hawaiian Islands were born. These magnificent natural wonders attract more than 1 million visitors every year. But behind the breathtaking views of Hawaii's volcanoes lie ever-changing geological forces and unpredictable natural power. For example, in 1924, a violent eruption of Kilauea hurled giant rocks around the area. The largest weighed 7,258 kilograms. In 1959, lava fountains shot 579 meters high, almost twice the height of the Eiffel Tower. Though Kilauea's eruptions have become relatively mild in recent years, the national park still reported that between 1992 and 2002, 40 people died and 45 were seriously injured. In 2007, after 3 fatalities in a single year, the park temporarily suspended its volcano biking service. In these accidents, searing lava and volcanic gases were the main killers. So in Hawaii, getting close to a volcano can be a thrilling adventure, but never forget, safety is always the first rule of exploration. Number 9. Snake Island, Brazil. As its name suggests, Snake Island is a place where snakes live in dense colonies. There are more than 7,000 such snake islands around the world, each with its own unique ecology. Among them, Macedonia's Snake Island is one of the few open to tourists, and Bulgaria's St. Thomas Island is famous for its grey water snakes. But not all snake islands are so friendly. One off the coast of Brazil is utterly terrifying. Ilha da Queimada Grande. Imagine this. On a tiny island of only 0.43 square kilometers live more than 4,000 golden lancehead vipers. That means if you set foot there, you are never more than a meter away from a deadly snake. Besides that, you should know, the venom of these island snakes is 5 times more toxic than that of their mainland relatives. No wonder this island is listed among the world's top 10 forbidden zones for humans. Speaking of the golden lancehead viper, its unparalleled toxicity lies in its potent neurotoxic venom, 5 times deadlier than the regular lanceheads. A bite causes nausea and vomiting almost instantly, followed by kidney failure and muscle necrosis. Death can occur in under an hour. But what makes the golden lancehead truly terrifying isn't just its venom, it's also its small size. Averaging only 80 centimeters long, it's extremely easy to miss. One careless step on Snake Island could mean a one-way trip. The history of this island predates human civilization itself. Scientific studies show that the island formed about 11,000 years ago. It was once connected to the Brazilian mainland, but became isolated as sea levels rose, forming a unique ecosystem. Over millennia of natural selection, the vipers evolved into the island's top predator. Some, however, claim that the snakes were released by pirates to guard hidden treasures. Whatever the truth, the last human resident on the island was recorded in the 1920s. Countless legends about the island circulate to this day, blending fear with fascination. Although Snake Island is a forbidden zone for humans, it holds enormous scientific value. Researchers continue to study its venom, hoping to develop new medical treatments from it. But remember, unless you are a trained professional, Snake Island is a place best admired from afar, in stories and photographs only. Number 8. The Crystal Cave of Naica, Mexico. Hidden deep within the Chihuahua Desert lies one of Earth's most spectacular treasures, the Naica Crystal Cave. Its symmetry and beauty are so breathtaking that National Geographic produced a full-hour documentary just to capture its otherworldly splendor. The cave was discovered in 2000 when a group of miners accidentally broke through into a hidden chamber while digging tunnels beneath Mount Naica. Located 300 meters below the surface, the cave measures about 9 meters wide and 27 meters long. Its floor covered with massive selenite crystals. These giant crystal trees grow from the ground and walls in prismatic shapes, some reaching 11 meters long and weighing up to 55 tons. Geologists believe nowhere else on Earth displays the mineral world in such dazzling beauty. For that reason, the Naica Crystal Cave has been called the Sistine Chapel of the mineral world. But as the saying goes, the more beautiful the place, the more dangerous it is. Despite its breathtaking beauty, the cave's environment is extremely deadly. There is no natural light, the temperature soars to 57.8 degrees Celsius, 136 degrees, and the air is acidic, with 90 to 99% humidity. It's so hot and suffocating that anyone entering without a cooling suit and breathing apparatus would die from heat stroke within minutes. Even with full protective gear, visitors can only stay inside for a maximum of 45 minutes before the risk of dehydration or heat exhaustion becomes life-threatening. Now, preserving this natural wonder poses a dilemma. If the cave is sealed again, the crystals will continue to grow in their ideal natural conditions. But if it's kept open, people in our generation can still witness this celestial beauty with their own eyes. If it were up to you, which would you choose? Let us know in the comments. Number 7. The Devil's Pool. If the name Devil's Pool doesn't scare you, perhaps the memorial plaque nearby will. It reads, "You came here for a visit, but you may never leave." Yes, you guessed right. This plaque honors more than 20 adventurers who met their end here. Located in Zambia, the Devil's Pool is known both as the world's ultimate infinity pool and the most dangerous natural pool on Earth. Yet thrill-seekers flock to it year after year. For most of the year, the mighty Zambezi River roars over the top of Victoria Falls, plunging 100 meters into the abyss below. Only during the dry season, when the water flow slows, does the Devil's Pool reveal itself atop the falls. At that time, a natural rock barrier forms just high enough to prevent swimmers from being swept over the edge, and that's the only season it opens to visitors. Before you dive in, remember, every second, 8,333 cubic meters of water cascade down the falls. You can see the mist rising 48 kilometers away. Once you enter the pool, the current will push you right to the cliff's edge. If you're brave enough, you can look straight down to witness the world's most spectacular waterfall from only a few feet away. The experience is both exhilarating and terrifying, every moment pulsing with danger. Yet not everyone survives the thrill. Several tragedies have occurred here, most famously, a heroic guide who slipped and died while saving a tourist. These stories remind us that behind nature's beauty lies unpredictable peril. But for those who dare, swimming in the Devil's Pool may just be the most unforgettable moment of their lives. Number 6. The Valley of Death, Russia. If Devil's Pool hasn't scared you off yet, maybe you'll want to visit Russia's Valley of Death, located on the Kamchatka Peninsula in the country's far east. The name Valley of Death isn't an exaggeration. Due to intense volcanic activity, the valley is filled with toxic gases, including sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen chloride, deadly to all life. These gases accumulate near the valley floor, forming an invisible lake of death. Any creature, whether bird, beast, or human, that ventures into the area rarely comes out alive. More than 80 people have disappeared here, their stories adding to the valley's grim mystery. Despite the danger, its eerie allure keeps drawing explorers. In 1975, a group of Soviet scientists, equipped with protective suits and instruments, entered the valley hoping to unlock its secrets. Within 3 days, some members collapsed from gas exposure. By the 10th day, their suits began failing, and the team had to retreat before completing their mission. Even so, they brought back valuable samples and first-hand data, paving the way for future research. Later, in 2013, a documentary crew filmed there, and in 2019, Russian vloggers described it as a forbidden zone for life, a barren alien landscape covered in sulfur crystals, twisted lava rocks, and animal carcasses. Today, the valley is closed to regular tourists, but you can still admire its haunting beauty from safe observation decks, or, if you're daring, from a helicopter tour, as long as it doesn't crash. Number 5. The Plank Walk of Mount Hua, China. On the southern peak of Mount Hua lies a path known as the Changkong Plank Road, a legendary route for the brave. It is one of the most dangerous trails in the world, a true test of courage and willpower. This walkway clings to a near-vertical cliff face, consisting of narrow wooden planks, only a few dozen centimeters wide, suspended over an abyss. The only support comes from iron chains bolted into the rock. Every step is a dance with death. The entire trail is only about 200 meters long, yet completing it requires immense determination. Perched 2,160 meters above sea level, the view below reveals swirling clouds and endless mountains, a mix of awe and terror that makes one's heart race. The history of the Plank Road dates back to the Yuan dynasty. It was said to have been built by He Jizhen, the first master of the Mount Hua Taoist sect, who sought a secluded place to meditate away from the mortal world. He hammered iron stakes into the cliffs and laid wooden planks to create a hidden path for pilgrims seeking solitude. Today, though the road has been reinforced and visitors are required to wear safety harnesses and helmets, it remains perilous. In some stretches, there are no planks at all. Climbers must step on tiny footholds carved into the rock. This extreme challenge has made the Plank Walk a sacred destination for thrill seekers and adventurers. Every year, tens of thousands come to experience it, and while no official death toll is published, it's rumored that over 100 people have fallen here. Number 4. The Road of Death, Bolivia. Known locally as Yungas Road, this perilous route connects La Paz to the Yungas region of Bolivia, but it's far better known by its nickname, the Road of Death. In 1995, the Inter-American Development Bank named it the world's most dangerous road. Even as late as 2006, it was estimated that between 200 and 300 travelers died here every year. The road was built during the Chaco War, when Bolivia forced about 2,000 Paraguayan prisoners of war to carve a route through the Andes over 5 long years. Lacking machinery, they worked entirely by hand, cutting a 64-kilometer path along mountainsides rising 4,600 meters above sea level. Because of the steep terrain, the road could never be widened. The broadest parts are only 3 meters across, while landslide areas shrink to 2 meters, often leaving just a single-lane track. With sheer cliffs on one side and no guardrails, a single mistake could mean a 1,000-meter free fall. Fog, rain, and wind make conditions even worse. Imagine meeting another vehicle head-on along this narrow edge. You'd truly be flirting with death. In 1983, a bus plunged off the cliff, killing 100 passengers in one of Bolivia's worst road disasters. Yet danger only fuels fascination. For adventurers, this deadly descent, nearly 64 kilometers of uninterrupted downhill riding, offers the ultimate thrill. But statistics tell the truth. At least 18 cyclists have died falling off the cliffs. For those who just want to enjoy the Amazonian scenery, it's wiser to take a guided tour in a vehicle driven by a professional. Even then, the views along those cliffs are enough to make your heart pound. Number 3. Death Valley, USA. After Russia's Valley of Death, America has its own, Death Valley, straddling the border between California and Nevada. The name sounds straight out of a Western film, lonely, harsh, and mysterious. But the name isn't poetic exaggeration. Death Valley holds records for the hottest, driest, and lowest place in North America. The Badwater Basin lies 86 meters below sea level, while nearby Mount Whitney soars 4,421 meters high, creating an extreme vertical contrast. Death Valley also recorded the highest air temperature on Earth, 56.7 degrees Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, and a ground temperature of 94 degrees Celsius, 201 degrees Fahrenheit. The name Death Valley dates back to the 19th century gold rush. A group of prospectors attempted to cross the valley but were trapped by the scorch-eaten barren terrain. Most perished. When the survivors finally escaped, one looked back and said, "Goodbye, Death Valley." The name stuck ever since. Besides the heat, the valley is home to dangerous creatures. Snakes, scorpions, black widow spiders. Even the local rodents carry hantavirus, capable of causing fatal respiratory illness. If you plan to visit, bring plenty of water. Every year, hikers and campers die here from the relentless heat. The park estimates 1 or 2 deaths annually due to extreme temperatures. One of the most haunting cases occurred in 1996, when a German family of 4 vanished while exploring the area. Their remains weren't discovered until 2009. Number 2. Lake Nyos, Cameroon. Lake Nyos rests high in the northwestern highlands of Cameroon, a serene-looking volcanic lake surrounded by small villages. But to locals, its name is whispered with fear. They call it the lake that eats people. That legend stems from a real disaster. On the night of August 21, 1986, a massive explosion erupted from the lake's center. A geyser of water shot 120 meters into the air at nearly 100 kilometers per hour, forming a thick cloud. It was later discovered that volcanic activity had suddenly released a huge pocket of carbon dioxide trapped beneath the lake. The gas rolled across 25 square kilometers, silently suffocating everything in its path. Because it happened at night, most villagers were asleep. Within minutes, people felt dizzy, weak, unable to breathe, and then collapsed. In less than half an hour, over 2,000 villagers were dead, along with all nearby livestock, birds, and insects. The 1986 lake disaster remains recognized by the Guinness World Records as the deadliest lake event in history. To prevent another tragedy, scientists later installed degassing pipes to vent carbon dioxide safely, but the lake's terrifying reputation endures. Number 1. Mont Blanc, France, Italy. Mont Blanc, the white giant, reigns supreme as the highest peak in Western Europe, straddling the border of France and Italy. Rising 4,810 meters, it is both majestic and merciless. Since the first successful ascent in 1786, an estimated 8,000 climbers have died attempting to conquer it. The mountain's danger lies not only in its altitude, but in its unpredictable weather, frequent rockfalls, and overcrowded trails. A sudden snowstorm can trap climbers without warning. They must also navigate treacherous crevasses and endure winds reaching 95 kilometers per hour, 59 miles per hour. Every step feels like walking beside death itself. Despite the risks, Mont Blanc remains a holy grail for mountaineers. Each summer, especially in August, the base camps swarm with thousands of climbers from around the world. Out of roughly 30,000 yearly attempts, at least 100 people never return. Still, on this mountain, you'll hear dozens of languages, see climbers from every culture striving toward one goal, to touch the sky. Those who reach the summit leave behind not just footprints, but their own legends. And that concludes this episode, the world's 10 most dangerous travel destinations.